Well, the top separatist leaders who were placed under house arrest just 2 hours ago have now been freed. Their detention was ordered just days before they are to travel to Delhi to meet with Pakistan's Sartaz Aziz, who will arrive in India on Sunday to hold NSA-level talks with the National Security Advisor Ajit Doval.
We fail to understand as to what the government of J&K is up to. The separatists have an open field. They are indulging in anti-national activities. They continue to wave Pakistani flags and continue to, address rallies in Pakistan through telephonic, their calls. But the government of India has failed to initiate any action against them. They at times make statements, they indulge in rhetorics, but when it comes to action, they have miserably failed. There seems to be a nexus between the government authorities and the Hurriyat leaders. The government is in a way following an appeasement policy where it is allowing an open field to the separatists and other anti-national elements. We feel that the BJP too has surrendered before the PDP, and we believe that this is highly objectionable, this is highly condemnable the way the things are moving on. We believe that the situation is reverting back to 1990s if the government does not act.
BJP PDP style. What kind of house arrest is this? Just for 2 hours. This is pretty strange. There is a serious kind of flip-flop going on for the last 2 days. I think government must act, and rather than they must urge Pakistan that, look, you have to talk and engage with India, not with the separatists. Pakistan is trying to make them relevant, and which is very dangerous. What does BJP and Mufti Saab want to prove? They have to watch the India's national interest and interest of the people of Jammu and Kashmir.
You think that such elements who have been stoking anti-India sentiment need to be put behind bars?
Yes, definitely. There should be a strong action, and there should be efforts that talks should be purposeful and they should not be hijacked by the separatists, or the deadwood should not be made relevant out of these talks.
Abhishek is reporting on this. Abhishek, just minutes after the separatists are released, Pakistan's foreign ministry comes out with a statement where they say that this is practice and we hope that India is going to facilitate our talks with the Hurriyat. Do you think, in a sense, the Jammu and Kashmir Chief Minister has managed to embolden Pakistan with that house arrest drama that played out earlier this morning?
Well, you see, if you go by the Pakistani side, it is their stated position that the Kashmiri separatist views have to be taken into account before any talks. They have been doing it ad nauseum, and only last time the central government took a stringent stand that if the separatists are meeting the Pakistani side, the talks are not happening. That was for the foreign secretary level talks. Now, by repeating that formula, it seems that the Indian side has really put itself in a bind, because the Pakistanis are not going to budge from their stated position, and that is why this provocation coming time and again. What we are hearing is that there might be a little nuance between all the parties concerned. For example, what might happen is that in the dinner meet that is going to take place on the day of arrival of Sartaz Aziz, Mirwais Umar Farooq of the Hurriyat M faction might meet, and Gilani might come the next day and meet, the more hardline person might meet Sartaz Aziz the next day after talks are happening. So all that is still in the works, but definitely the J&K government has really put the center in a little bit of a fix-up with this hurried decision of putting these separatist leaders under house arrest and then releasing them in a couple of hours, giving Pakistan also an opportunity to really poke the finger further. But as I mentioned, on the Pakistani side, at least what we are hearing is that the deep state is really not very keen on these talks, and they would continue to provoke India further right up to the talks to see whether the talks are called off. But what we are hearing is that the government is going to have patience and let the talks proceed, but with this nuance that at least the hardline faction meets Pakistan.
So what you're suggesting at the moment, Abhishek, is that as far as India is concerned, New Delhi is going to stand firm on the issue of talks and almost deal with the situation very, very patiently. Stay with us. Let's also listen into more reactions that we are getting at the moment from politicians.
The two sides are not very serious about these talks. Both India and Pakistan somehow seem to be under international pressure to get into talks, but want to find a way out to get out of the situation and wriggle out of the situation. You look at the terror attacks that are happening, the cross-border firing, and now the arrest of these Hurriyat leaders. You need to create an environment for talks. Somehow an environment is being created which is an antithesis to talks by both India and Pakistan. So one really is not sure whether actually both India and Pakistan are keen to get onto the table and find a solution, because all efforts are being made to create an environment which goes against the very premise of talks.
This was the effort of PDP, and before elections also. When we were during election process, we had promised people that we will also make an effort that two countries must together and start talking to each other, and all pending issues, all controversial issues should get solved. Now that we are getting an opportunity of then when both the countries have decided that NSA level talks will take place and a date has been fixed, but there is always a hawkish element on both the sides, be it Pakistan, be it India, who try that these talks must not take place, and they are creating such a situation where there can be an apprehension that talks may stop. So effort of the government, which is led by Mufti Mohammed Saeed, and our support to the government as party is that in any case talks must take place, whatever the handicaps.
The Prime Minister of India needs to answer this question. As you rightly pointed out last time, when the Pakistani High Commissioner invited the Hurriyat, Government of India cancelled Foreign Secretary level talks. Exactly a year later, when the same invite is extended, rather than cancelling the talks, because Pakistan obviously is daring India to walk its own talk or actualize its own position taken last year, Government of India becomes completely supine. It prevents the Hurriyat from coming to Delhi, but it will not cancel the talks. The Pakistani National Security Advisor rubbished the UFA process even before the ink had dried on it. The Pakistani Finance Minister stood up in the Senate and literally ridiculed the UFA joint statement. So, Mr. Prime Minister, is India under pressure from an international power? Are you under pressure from some foreign power that, notwithstanding all these provocations by Pakistan,